Hi friends, it's Julia, and I am here with my Counterfeit Kit Challenge Series layout number 2 for January 2022. And I am starting with a page map sketch, and it is from January 2022. And it is this one, 12 by 12 down at the bottom here. Don't worry, I will show you a close-up of this here in a little bit. So what I have pulled for this, of course, I have 3 photos because the sketch calls for 3 photos. Not that I follow the sketch completely, but I do sometimes. I have my 3 photos, and I have this background piece from my basic gray highline kit, and you can see it's full of bright, bold colors. But the design element with the sketch goes right across the center of the sketch, and there's some florally paper along the background as well as some floral embellishments along the way. So I pulled these 2 that I had pulled in to my kit. It is 9 by 9 or 8 by 8, whichever. Anywho, it's got these turquoisey, tealy type colors, beigey and yellow, and I felt like it matched some of the colors in the background, and so my plan is to use these with the photos across the middle. Somehow or other, I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. Oh, I put a little note to myself. And I don't know if you guys can see this. When I do the arrow this way beside the sketch, that means that I'm going to use it this way. So this is what I'm going to do with the sketch. I'm going to put it in a vertical, if you will, as opposed to a horizontal. This way, I'm going to put it in a vertical format to put my photos like this. So because this is such a busy background paper and because this is such a busy floral paper, what I thought I would do was I would pull in a piece of bright fuchsia-y pink. It doesn't necessarily match 100% the fuchsia that is in the background paper, so it's okay. It's still going to have the same feel. I thought about pulling in a teal or a turquoise, but I opted not to. I went with the darker color pink. And the back side of that is a burgundy. It's from some collection pack. I don't know from where. It was in my single color drawer, my single color paper drawer. Anyway, I pulled in the Highline sticker sheet from Basic Gray that came with my kit. I pulled in some more cut-aparts. This one was left over from the first layout, and then I cut these bits and pieces out to pull in. I pulled in some of the butterflies, and this is just, I just grabbed my hand in there and pulled out a couple of them. I think there's even a flower, yeah, in here. Which of these I'll use, I don't know. We'll see as I go along. I pulled in some bling from the leftovers bin that I had pulled out. I have all of that. And I have pulled out a little tiny piece of chipboard. I have pulled in quite a few of the cardstock bits and pieces from Felicity Jane. And then I pulled in some buttons. Yeah, can you believe that? So there's some buttons that I have pulled in. I feel like I'm missing one. I'm pretty sure I am missing one. Oh, no, there it is. I should have 3 like this one. It'll turn up here somewhere. It hasn't gone too far. I'll find it. I pulled in washi strips. I pulled in that sheet. I pulled in these 2. I pulled in this one. And I pulled in these 2. And I pulled in this one. And then I pulled in this alphabet from Freckled Fawn. And I also pulled in some pink twine and some white twine because the original sketch shows what looks like some stitching around the background. I don't know if you'll be able to tell that so well. But I'm going to see what I can do with that. Anyway, these are the things that I am starting off with. I will be back to show you what I have created in just a little bit. In the meantime, here is a close-up of the sketch. Okay friends, I am done with layout number 2, and this is what I did not use. I did not use any of the washi strips on either of these 2 pages. Otherwise, I used most everything I had pulled. I did have a few leftovers of bits and pieces that I used part of them, but not all of them. So I have a couple little cutouts left over. Those will go back into my bin to use more. I have one of the little cardstock flowers left over from Felicity Jane. I have this button left over. I didn't want to use 2 of them. I don't know what happened to my 3rd one. These are from a set of PJs that I had. I tossed the PJs when they got wore out, but I kept all the buttons because I love the buttons. And I kept the PJs until they were literally falling apart because I love those buttons. So I'm going to keep that. I have more in my button bin, but I didn't want to go dig for them. Anywho, so these are the cutoffs of the papers. You can see I have a border strip, 2 border strips, and then the cutoffs from the paper that I did use. I have some bits of bling here, and I had 3 different sizes, and I used all 3 sizes, and that's what I have left. There's 3 separate sheets. This was part of a big flourish piece that it was too big. I couldn't lift it up without it getting all matted and tangled, and I know that because I had multiple ones of them, and that's what happened to them. So I cut it up into little bits and pieces to use along the way as just random bits of bling. I did use this alpha sticker set for a title, part of the title, and I did use little bits and pieces. I used a tiny piece from this strip of washi, and I used a tiny little piece with hearts on it that I had left over here, and then I used the arrows that were down here, the larger ones. That small one I had used on a previous layout. So, and I did use a portion of this sticker, and then I used this sticker here, but I did use a couple from there, so that makes me happy. Reminds you of the layout and how I oriented it. And here is the layout that I created. Now this one is, because I followed along with the sketch rather closely, well, I say closely. It has flower embellishments in 3 spots. It has what looks like a little journal piece coming out this end, and then it has 3 photos down the middle. I didn't do any of the stitching. It looks like a solid sheet of paper with the floral background. I tweaked it. Here are the 3 floral clusters. Here are the 3 photos. Here is the floral paper around those 3 photos. And then I do have a plain sheet of paper back here. This was where the journal spot was supposed to be, but I had this little chipboard piece that I thought, or a cardstock piece that I wanted to add to the front here, and rather than back it with something that wouldn't show as much, I just took a piece of this background paper, cut it out there, and put it behind there, and it worked out beautifully. Used my chipboard piece, Delightful, and then the alpha font that I pulled in, Delightful Moments, and then Today. And then there's a little arrow, here's a little arrow, and here's a 3rd arrow. This is one of the pieces that I cut out, as is this. I used tons of the little butterflies, used buttons at each cluster, here, here, and here. There's one of those little cardstock pieces there that I used to do my journaling on. There's that little piece of random washi. And then of course the butterflies that are throughout, and then the 2 stickers, the cutoff piece here, and then the other one that I put here. This one I had previously colored for whatever years ago, and it's been in my stash for a long time, in with those butterflies, and I'm glad I was able to use it today. And you can see I have tons and tons of embellishments along these sides. So it sort of feels like the original layout, and it sort of doesn't, and I'm okay with that. It works for me. I will have close-ups of this at the end of the video, so make sure stay tuned for that if you're interested. I will have a playlist of all the layouts that I have created, as well as the original kit, and it is going to be called the Counterfeit Kit Challenge, and it will be the newest ones there. Every month I'm tagging these layouts with the Counterfeit Kit Challenge on my YouTube channel, and you can find them all there. Or I do have things categorized by month, and so if you look in January 2022, you will find these layouts as well, or these process videos along the way. If you miss 1 or 2 and you want to go back and see all of them in order, just head over there. You'll be able to find them. So this is what I've done, and if you like it, I would love it if you would flip me a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, I would love for you to subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next video. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.